Have you ever stood in front of your closet and thought to yourself, why doesn't this outfit feel right anymore? It's one of your favorites, maybe something you've worn for years. But lately, something about it just feels off. You haven't changed drastically, but somehow the reflection in the mirror looks older than how you feel inside. Well, let me tell you something that might surprise you. It's not about your age, your body, or your style. It could actually be the patterns you're wearing. Yes, really. Today on Thoughtful Elders Insight, we're going to talk about 7 common fashion mistakes that can secretly age women over 60. These are not just minor details. They're subtle style traps hiding in your closet right now, and they may be adding years to your appearance without you even realizing it. But here's the good news. You don't need to throw everything out or start from scratch. Instead, I'll show you exactly what to wear to feel more vibrant, modern, and completely in tune with who you are today. Because aging gracefully isn't just about skincare or diet. It's also about how we dress. And with just a few smart changes, your wardrobe can lift you up and help you feel more confident than ever. So let's begin this journey together, toward looking not just stylish, but truly and authentically you. 1. The polka dot illusion. Polka dots. They're charming, they're timeless, and they show up everywhere from vintage dresses to modern blouses. But here's something most people don't realize. Not all polka dots are created equal. In fact, one specific kind could be secretly aging you. Tiny, tightly packed polka dots may seem sweet and subtle, but they create what stylists call visual noise. That means your eye can't quite settle. Instead of a clean, polished look, the pattern starts to feel cluttered, like static. And when your outfit feels chaotic, it draws attention away from your face and your natural features. You might not even notice it right away. But think about the last time you wore a blouse with those tiny dots. Did you feel a little dull? A little lost in the fabric? You're not imagining it. Dense, small polka dots can blur the shape of your outfit. They flatten your silhouette and can even make your skin tone look less vibrant, especially if the pattern is printed on darker colors like navy or black. So what's the solution? Go bigger, literally. Choose polka dots that are slightly larger and spaced farther apart. These give your outfit breathing room. They create definition instead of distraction. And when done in soft, balanced color combinations, like ivory on navy or cream on forest green, they add elegance and charm without overwhelming you. And here's a little styling tip. If you love polka dots but want to keep them from taking over, wear them as an accent. A scarf, a blouse under a neutral jacket, or even a dotted skirt paired with a solid top. The key is contrast and knowing when to let the pattern speak and when to let you shine. Because when the focus stays on your face, your smile, your energy, you look not only younger, but more you. 2. The chaos of abstract prints. We've all seen those artsy, abstract prints in store windows. Swirls, zigzags, jagged lines, bold splashes of color. They look modern, creative, expressive. But when it comes to flattering women over 60, these patterns can be more foe than friend. Here's why. Our eyes naturally search for order and balance. When we look at something smooth or symmetrical, it feels calming, pleasing. But when the design is chaotic, with no clear direction, our brain can't quite settle. That sense of unease? It transfers directly to how the outfit makes you feel and how others perceive you. Abstract prints with no structure can distort your shape. A jagged swirl at the waist, for example, might unintentionally draw the eye to your midsection. Sharp lines across the shoulders might make you appear tense or out of proportion. And worst of all, these busy designs can pull attention away from your face, the place you want people to connect with most. That's not to say you have to avoid abstract patterns altogether. The secret lies in balance. Look for prints that have a soft flow or gentle curves that follow the lines of your body. Watercolor-inspired designs, light brushstroke patterns, subtle geometric shapes that feel clean and intentional. And always remember, less is more. If you're wearing an abstract piece, keep the rest of your outfit simple and solid. A neutral-colored blazer, a calm backdrop, it all works to bring harmony to your look. Because style isn't just about standing out. It's about feeling aligned with who you are. Creative, yes, but also composed, confident, and completely at peace with the reflection in the mirror. 3. The animal print trap. Animal prints have always had a certain allure. They're bold, they're fierce, they make a statement. But here's the catch. Sometimes that statement can be too loud. When animal prints go overboard, think oversized leopard spots, bright neon snakeskin, or zebra stripes with sharp contrast. They stop enhancing your style and start stealing the spotlight. And not in a good way. What happens is this. The eye gets overwhelmed. Instead of seeing you, people see the pattern first, and it can feel almost costume-like. That dramatic effect might have worked in your 30s, but now it can come across as dated or even a little chaotic. These prints can harden your features and draw attention to texture in the skin rather than softening or flattering it. But that doesn't mean you have to ditch animal prints entirely. The trick is to tame them. Go for smaller scale versions in soft, neutral tones, like beige, ivory, tan, or charcoal. A classic leopard print scarf, for example, worn with a simple black top, can feel sophisticated and fresh. Or try a snakeskin belt or handbag as an accent piece. These little touches add flair without overpowering your look. And remember, animal prints are powerful, so let them play a supporting role, not the leading one. Pair them with clean lines, solid colors, and tailored shapes. That balance keeps the focus on your natural confidence, not on the wildness of the fabric, because the most captivating thing in any outfit isn't the print, it's the woman wearing it. 4. Horizontal stripes that shrink you. Stripes are a classic. They show up in every season, every store, every style guide. But here's something you may not have noticed. Not all stripes are flattering, especially thin horizontal ones. At first glance, a striped top might feel timeless, even French-inspired. But when the lines are narrow and tightly spaced across your body, they can do something sneaky. They visually compress your shape, making you appear shorter and wider than you are, and yes, sometimes even older. These thin stripes draw the eye across the body, emphasizing width. And when they run over areas like the midsection, bust, or shoulders, they highlight places you may not want to draw attention to. The overall effect? A look that feels cramped, busy, and a little out of sync with your natural elegance. But there's an easy fix. Vertical stripes, especially ones that are well spaced and in soft, neutral tones, do just the opposite. They guide the eye up and down, creating a lengthening effect that makes you appear taller, slimmer, and more polished. If you still love that classic stripe look, try switching to thicker horizontal stripes with more space between them, or wear stripes in unexpected places, like a pinstriped blazer or a scarf with a gentle vertical flow. These small adjustments can create a huge impact. They bring structure to your outfit and lift to your posture. And more importantly, they help your clothes reflect the grace and confidence you've grown into, not distract from it. Because sometimes the simplest changes can make you feel 10 years younger without ever touching a wrinkle. 5. Micro-pattern overload. At first glance, small patterns can feel delicate, feminine, even nostalgic. You might be drawn to tiny floral prints or petite polka dots because they remind you of a favorite dress from years ago. Or maybe they feel safe and subtle. But here's what most people don't realize. When patterns are too small and too densely packed, they can work against you instead of for you. This is what I call micro-pattern overload, and it's one of the most common and most overlooked ways that clothing can unintentionally age a woman's appearance. Let's talk about why. Our eyes naturally search for balance and breathing room. When a pattern is so tightly repeated that the individual elements start to blur together, it creates a sort of visual chaos. The pattern becomes more of a distraction than a design. It feels busy, even overwhelming, like a static-filled radio station for your wardrobe. And that noise does something else, too. It flattens your silhouette. Instead of highlighting your shape or drawing attention to your favorite features, these tiny patterns can make your body look lost underneath the print. The eye has nowhere to focus. There's no visual pause. The result? Your outfit starts to look boxy, and your overall appearance feels less defined. Here's something else to consider. Fabric matters. Micro-patterns printed on lightweight flowing materials can sometimes work because the movement of the fabric breaks up the density. But when those same patterns are applied to thicker, more structured fabrics like cotton, polyester blends, or tweed, they lose all softness. The fabric becomes stiff, and the pattern looks even more crammed together. It can age an outfit by decades, not years. And the color of the pattern? That plays a big role too. Let's say you're wearing a tiny floral print in a high-contrast palette. Maybe black flowers on a white background or little red blossoms scattered over navy. From a distance, these prints blur into each other. The sharp color contrast intensifies the cluttered effect, and instead of enhancing your natural coloring, it dulls it. You might notice it in your skin tone. Suddenly you look washed out or tired. That's not you, it's the pattern doing the talking. So how do you fix it? The solution isn't giving up on prints. It's being intentional about the ones you choose. First, look at the scale of the pattern. Instead of tiny, repetitive designs, go for medium-sized patterns that leave some space between elements. Imagine a blouse with soft, airy botanical prints, florals that feel like they're breathing, not suffocating each other, or a skirt with spaced-out dots or leaves in a gentle, tonal color palette. Second, consider the placement of the pattern. Is it covering your whole body? Or is it featured on a specific part, like a patterned top with solid pants, or a printed scarf layered over a clean dress? When you isolate the pattern, it becomes a statement rather than a wall of noise. Third, pay attention to color blending. Low-contrast color combinations, like dusty rose on ivory or sage green on soft gray, are easier on the eyes. They add elegance and depth without demanding attention. And finally, think about layering. One of the easiest ways to tone down a busy micro-pattern is by pairing it with a solid outer layer. A navy blazer over a printed blouse, a cream cardigan over a floral dress. That layer breaks up the pattern, draws focus back to your face, and instantly adds polish. Because here's the truth. Fashion should never make you feel smaller, louder, or harder to see. It should reflect who you are. And at this stage in life, you've earned the right to be seen clearly, confidently, and beautifully. There's a certain grace that comes with experience, with knowing what works for you. And when your clothes mirror that grace, when every pattern, every shape, every color complements your essence, that's when style becomes something truly powerful. So the next time you reach for that dress with tiny flowers or that shirt with scattered dots, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, does this let me shine or does it drown me out? If it's the latter, trust your instinct and let it go. Because the beauty of this age is that you don't need to hold on to anything that no longer serves you. Not clothes, not patterns, not even habits. Let them go and make space for pieces that feel light, open, elegant, and you. 6. Harsh, high-contrast prints. Contrast can be a beautiful thing. It adds drama, definition, and a certain boldness to a look. But when it comes to fashion, especially for women over 60, too much contrast can quietly start to work against you. Let's talk about what that means. We're all familiar with those classic high-contrast patterns. Black and white geometric prints, bold red and jet black combinations, deep navy set against stark white. They can feel sharp, modern, eye-catching, but they can also feel harsh. Here's the thing. When color contrasts are too extreme, they stop harmonizing with your natural features and start overpowering them. Your skin tone, your hair, your eyes, those soft, beautiful elements that define who you are, get lost in the noise of the pattern. And the effect is subtle but significant. You might put on a high-contrast dress and suddenly feel more tired, even if you slept well. Or you look in the mirror and think, "Why do I look washed out?" It's not your face. It's the pattern creating hard lines around your body and cutting through your natural glow. What's more, large blocks of contrasting colors can chop up your figure, making your proportions look disconnected. Instead of creating a graceful line from top to bottom, these patterns break up your shape and shrink your visual height. It creates a fragmented look, one that feels busy, even stressful to the eye. That's why a black and white checkered blouse might feel more like a chessboard than a style statement, and why a navy and red floral pattern might feel heavy instead of lively. So how do you find the right balance? The answer lies in soft contrast. Instead of reaching for high shock color pairings, try blending tones that flow gently into one another. For example, charcoal gray instead of jet black, soft ivory instead of paper white, a dusty rose instead of bright red. These subtle shifts create a smoother transition across your outfit, and they do wonders for your complexion. Here's a trick. Hold the garment up next to your face in natural light. Does the pattern enhance your features, or does it feel like the color is competing with you? If it's the latter, set it down and move on. Another great approach is to combine contrast with grounding pieces. If you love a bold skirt, pair it with a neutral, solid-colored blouse. Or if your patterned blouse has a lot of visual energy, layer a soft cardigan or jacket over it in a muted tone. This breaks up the intensity and allows the pattern to serve as a highlight, not the whole story. Also, pay attention to the scale of the contrast. Large, sharp-edged patterns tend to age a look faster than small, blended designs. A blouse with black leaves scattered over a beige background will likely feel more refined than a giant black and white checkerboard print. And here's something women often overlook: the psychological effect of extreme contrast. Harsh patterns can create a sense of visual tension, not just for the viewer, but for you, the wearer. If you put on something and immediately feel unsure, edgy, or just a little off, it might not be your mood. It might be the print. Your clothing should support you, not challenge you. It should soften your edges, not sharpen them. Because there's something incredibly beautiful about a woman who has grown into her sense of self. And when her clothing matches that energy, calm, centered, intentional, it becomes an extension of her strength, her elegance, and her inner peace. So don't be afraid to go softer, to blend instead of block, to harmonize rather than contrast. You don't need high-contrast prints to be memorable. You just need to be you and let your clothes whisper your story, not shout over it. 7. Loud, tropical overkill. There's something about tropical prints that instantly says, vacation. Bold flowers, oversized leaves, bright colors that seem to sing with sunshine. It's easy to fall in love with them, especially when you're craving joy, fun, and a little color in your wardrobe. But here's the truth. Those same lively patterns can sometimes work against you. Tropical prints, especially the loud and exaggerated ones, tend to take over the outfit. And when the print becomes the main character, the person wearing it often fades into the background. Think about a classic Hawaiian shirt. Big neon flowers, massive palm fronds, a rainbow of clashing colors. It might feel fun at first glance, but on a mature frame, these patterns can feel less like fashion and more like a costume. They pull attention away from your natural features, your face, your shape, your energy, and instead make the outfit itself the loudest thing in the room. And here's what's really happening underneath all that noise. The pattern is stealing your presence. When a print is too chaotic, it overwhelms your frame, making your silhouette feel bulky and undefined. It also introduces too many competing colors, which can clash with your skin tone and dull your natural glow. Instead of looking vibrant, you may end up looking washed out, or worse, older than you feel. But that doesn't mean you have to give up on florals or island-inspired style. The key is to refine the chaos. Start with scale. Instead of giant leaves and oversized blooms, go for tropical prints that are smaller, spaced out, and intentionally designed. Think of soft palm leaf outlines in earthy greens or gentle floral patterns in muted tones like dusty coral, pale blue, or faded gold. Next, choose your fabric wisely. Loud tropical patterns on shiny synthetic fabrics can look cheap and dated. But the same print on a natural fabric like linen or cotton? Suddenly it feels breezy, elevated, even elegant. That's because natural materials hold their shape, move gracefully, and catch the light in a much more flattering way. Balance is everything. If you do wear a tropical top or dress, keep the rest of your outfit clean and structured. A bold blouse with crisp white pants, a floral dress with a neutral cardigan, a printed scarf over a solid linen blouse. These small adjustments allow the print to add personality without overpowering your presence. And don't forget about color harmony. Tropical doesn't have to mean neon. Instead, look for calming, nature-inspired palettes. Sea green, sand beige, soft peach, sky blue. These colors are just as joyful, but much easier on the eyes and on your complexion. Here's something else to consider. Emotional connection. A lot of women hold on to loud tropical prints because they're tied to memories, vacations, summer getaways, fun times. And that's beautiful. But your style today should also reflect where you are now. Calm, grounded, intentional, and still full of joy, but expressed with grace and ease. It's not about hiding your spirit. It's about letting it shine through you, not just your clothing. So the next time you pull out that brightly patterned blouse, pause and ask yourself, is this highlighting me or hiding me? If the answer leans toward hiding, don't toss it. Reimagine it. Pair it with softer tones. Add structure, or save it for that next sunny vacation where a little bit of playful drama fits right in. Because in everyday life, your presence, not your print, should always take center stage. At this stage in life, your style should feel like a reflection, not of who you used to be, but of who you've become. It's not about chasing trends or trying to look younger. It's about choosing what makes you feel confident, comfortable, and completely at home in your own skin. Throughout this video, we've explored how certain patterns, no matter how pretty or familiar, can quietly age your appearance. From tiny, overcrowded prints to overly loud tropical designs, these choices can overwhelm your natural beauty instead of enhancing it. But the good news is, none of these mistakes are permanent. And the fixes? They're easier than you think. By choosing softer contrasts, more balanced designs, and patterns that offer space and flow, you're not just changing how you look, you're changing how you feel in your clothes. You're allowing your wardrobe to support you, to uplift you, and to match the grace and strength you carry into every day. Remember, fashion is not about noise. It's about clarity. It's not about standing out. It's about being seen, fully and truly seen, in a way that honors who you are now. So take a moment this week to look through your closet with fresh eyes. Ask yourself, does this piece still reflect the woman I am? If the answer is no, that's okay. Let it go. Make space for something that does. Because when you dress with intention, you tell the world, I'm here, I matter, and I still have so much beauty to express. And trust me, you do.